The truth is that things might take a little bit longer than we expected. Sometimes we would expect it to be tomorrow, today, or in maybe in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and even then we probably are expecting whatever we are expecting to happen at 10 years, but maybe it will take longer than 10 years, 20 years, 30. Sometimes it just takes longer. Not everything goes as planned. Okay, there's a lot of variations in a lot of the events that happens in our life where things can go as planned and things that don't go as planned. Right? Like, you can get whatever you want in life, no matter what it is. A girl, the type of girl you want, or the job, the career, the car, anything that you want in life, you can get it. But sometimes it just takes a little bit longer than we expect. And I know it's kind of hard to face that fact because it's true. I'll be annoyed. I'll be I'm I'll be pissed if I'm expecting to, I don't know, let's say graduate but on time, but then I have to graduate a little later than everybody else, or I'm a little pissed off that I probably won't be able to travel the world the way I want to, or travel or have enough friends the way I want to. But I can get those things. I believe it. I believe that anybody can get whatever they want in life, but it just takes a little bit more time. And that's the hard part, is because it's scary. I am a little scared that it won't happen because you're walking through a dark, dark tunnel and you just don't know when it's going to end. And even though that's a corny and very cliche analogy, it's true. You don't know when it's going to happen, and you're telling yourself if it's going to happen. And I think that it will. I believe that everything in life goes the way it should be. Whatever you want in life, it will happen. It just might take a little bit longer than you would expect. And if it's 5 years, it might be in 10. If it's not 10 years, it might double it. But that's, like I said, that's the hard part. That's the thing that's pretty difficult, is that it's very, it's challenging. Those things are very, very challenging. You know, I I expected that I well actually no, I was gonna say that I had a life that I expected, but to be honest with you, I don't know what I'm expecting anymore. All I want is that I know what I want. I know what type of life I want. I know what type of, I know what I want in my life, right? But the only issue is when it's going to happen. And I know that telling yourself, you probably don't believe it. Trust me, I don't really believe it. I don't think it's gonna happen. Truly, if you ask me, like surface level or like deep down, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm very doubtful. Okay, I'm very doubtful that anything in my life is going to happen. But that's the thing. That's the difference between belief and thinking. You can think that something's gonna happen, but you just have to believe it, which is a total different mindset. believing in things, being hopeful of things. All these things are that you approach these things differently when you're believing in it, hoping for it, compared to, oh, I think this will happen. I do, I don't think it, but I do believe everything that I want in my life will happen. It's just you have to be patient. Patient is the key. And of course, during your long trial of patience, you're going through the training arc, filler arcs. You just have a bunch of fillers in your life. But I think I think everything will work out. No, 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 no. I hope, I believe things. I have to make sure I say my words properly, or else I'm just talking a bunch of BS. But to be quite frank with you, I am probably talking a bunch of BS. But I truly think that everything will happen, just longer. And I keep saying that repetitively, and I just want to emphasize it. Um, People say that not everything goes as planned. But I think that's wrong. I think everything goes as planned. However, there is a nuance to that. Everything goes as planned, but when these things happen, they don't. It's not about if it will happen, it's when it will happen. It's very hard to really trust that. It's very hard to trust life, especially when life has been treating you so wrong. It's hard to trust that things will work out for you. Because there's so many times that you have a reason to be doubtful, because a lot of things you keep telling yourself, oh, nothing's going as planned. I expected this to happen, it didn't happen. I expected that this didn't happen, but it did happen. And you keep going at it and telling yourself that so many things in life, it gives you a reason to not trust it. It gives you a reason to not trust that your life will come together the way you want it to. But that's why it's a belief. It's hope. And I know that I'm just saying a bunch of willy-nilly or some like Disney movie line or some anime or something like that. Something that you would see off like a show or something. But I don't know what else to say. It has to be said, but there's nothing else to say. You can probably disagree. You can probably be realistic or pessimistic instead of optimistic that things will work out the way you want it to. But I don't know. Optimism can lead to disappointment, but that's a risk. Optimism is a risk. Optimism is a risk that you might be disappointed. And disappointment hurts. Disappointment sucks. It's painful knowing, you know, it's painful facing disappointment. But even though, I would still choose optimism. Before, I was always pessimistic. Before, I would always tell myself, that's BS. It's not. It doesn't work that way. Like things, I keep telling myself that things don't really work out the way they're supposed to. Right? Keep telling myself that, oh yeah, of course this happens to me. It's just another day for me. But I was unhappy. because I forgot that the things that I wanted, it's funny. It's a funny turnaround when you change your mindset. You start to see how flawed your previous mindset was compared to the mindset that you have now. And of course, some people will look at my mindset, the current mindset that I have, as flawed, and that my previous mindset was better, the more pessimistic, the more realistic mindset. People might think that the mindset that I have now is a bunch of baloney, bunch of BS, bunch of nonsense that I'm just talking about. And which in a way it's true. But it's nice being hopeful. It's nice having these types of expectations. It's nice to have trust. It's just hard. But those things are good, and it's really hard to just say that it's going to happen when you are not sure that it's going to happen. Like, it's very hard to just say these things, is because sometimes they are empty words. Well, they feel like empty words, but truly they're not empty words. But that's the hard part. Life is hard. Life is hard, and everybody knows this. But I'd rather be hopeful in a difficult life than not be hopeful in a difficult life. So I'll just leave that to you, and hopefully you thought this video was helpful, or at least interesting, and I gave you some insight, or I don't know, hopefully I did something. Hopefully you benefited from this video. But I'm gonna leave that to you, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Goodbye.